Yeah, please do. But we have gone live. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's been a week since we last played. You guys doing okay? Been thinking about everything and with what's going to be happening tonight? No,
Maybe.
no. Everyone's
I
like,
mean-
I haven't thought about it, to be honest.
I'm just gonna die. That's all.
Yeah. So you're on like 4.
Yeah, he's just been drawing a new character sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. How's the chat looking today? We got all the usuals. We got Random Origins. We got Furry Blue Elf. We have Octoboss, and we've got someone by the name of Alpenochista, which is these names. I'm getting old. Okay, these names are just getting too hard. Just call yourself like Gary or something. No, that's great. Gavin. Billy. There's got to be some more Billies in our chat at some point. Okay, well, what I'll get onto is we'll talk a little bit about, for anyone who is watching us for the first time, or for those who just need a bit of a refresh, if you can support us through. I always forget to mention this. You can support us by cheering or subscribing. Every time you cheer, every time you subscribe, there is a little countdown which you can see on the bottom right, which counts down to a little NPC spawn. Now, we got pretty close to 2 spawns last session, so we're very, very close to 1 spawn this session. And I do want to say, I don't think you guys need anything more showing up this session, but I just can't help but feel it's probably going to happen.
The funny thing is that I saw as we were dealing with the first encounter, like it started to tick further for another one. I half expected him to get up.
Yeah. Like we've had that happen. We've totally had that happen. I think a couple of weeks ago we had 1 spawn, and then just as he took the final hit from someone, they spawned another one, and that basically brought in ogre-sized Billy Goblin. So yeah. So that's fun. But so what we'll do is we'll show a quick recap of what went down last week, because a lot happened. So we'll do that now.
Previously on Getting Dicey.
Bill, you notice next to you a little bit of wind pick up, and you see smoke or a wispy cloud lift up. It wraps all around Loris's body and lifts him up into a standing position next to you.
Loktar. Ogar.
Does anyone speak Orcish here? I take in the room and I look at the remains of those around me and take in some of the ash. My name is Rukar, and this is the ash of my brothers. I died in this room. We came here to search for a weapon, but it seems we found only our graves. We were tricked.
Who tricked you?
The great black one, the one with 8 legs.
The Black Spider.
Is Lars dead? What?
This Loris you speak of, he is here. What are your intentions with the forge?
We're here to destroy it.
We're not here to destroy it.
Sig, we're not here to destroy the forge.
I would see my brothers avenged.
This is surprising, but I think I'm with that guy.
Perhaps then we can agree to rid this place of the Black Spider first.
What you have noticed is up ahead is that there seems to be an aura of magic in the cavern. And the roof to this area just seems to be much higher. Off to your right is what just looks like a freestanding structure, like a little stone building.
Sig stumbles forward towards Mirakin and picks up his hammer in both hands.
And you bring that hammer slamming down into one of the hinges, and the door balances on itself for a little bit before falling inwards into the building. There's a swirling of wind and up out of the ground, forming from the dust. He looks almost emaciated, big glowing yellow eyes, a small crown atop his head, and cloaks made up of billowing dust flow out from behind him.
Your presence is offensive to me. Your life forfeit.
Ooh, yeah, that was good. That was a good wrap. Oh, and the one thing I forgot to put into that wrap up was that both Baron and Sig have been poisoned, so they're kind of starting on a back foot as well. What else? All right, so we've got also, just as a reminder for anyone who has been watching us and may have missed last week, we do have Blame the Robot, aka Josh, that's joining us to take place of Dave in the body of Loris, which has now sort of been taken over. Josh, what's going on over with you and your channel at the moment?
No, thank you so much. Hi everybody. Yeah, I'm Blame the Robot, also known as Josh. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. So D&D has been something that I've been, kind of found myself engulfed in. I absolutely love playing this game. It's something that I wanted to play for a long time. So this opportunity to play with you guys has been absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I'm a variety streamer mostly, but for the past a good month now, I've been just my nose in the books.
Nice.
The Dungeon Master's guides and all these magical worlds and stuff. Funnily enough, with the help of everybody who has donated and subscribed to my stream, I've managed to buy both the Monster Manual as well as Volo's guide, and
awesome.
Yeah, it's been pretty great.
I guarantee you've read more of those books than I have. I guarantee it.
The funny thing is, like, I'm reading these books to make my own stuff up.
Yeah. I haven't been brave enough to go full homebrew road yet. There was, as a first time DM for me, I just wanted to get all of this stuff.
It's actually like really easy to be like hobgoblin, more like nightmare creature of the wood.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how did your last session go on Sunday morning?
It went really well. We had our first major death, and people were terrified. Well, it was interesting because we ran an episode 0, which had people take over the bodies of like new characters, different characters who were actually still in the world after we started the real campaign. So they'd befriended one of the characters from episode 0 that became like a big part of it and unfortunately passed away. But in such a way that was just really lovely though. Like it's really great to see that when, you know, both the chat as well as the players are mourning this character together.
Yeah, those are
right.
Great
created
moments.
Something wonderful.
Yeah, those are great moments. Speaking of weeping deaths of NPCs, don't forget to get your Billy shirt because we're probably going to see one of these boys maybe show up and probably die at some point tonight. We are going to be moving our merch store at some point over the next month, and the new one doesn't allow these cool little sleeve designs. So if you specifically want one of the current designs that have the cool dice on the side, get in over the next month. That's because then they're gone. Limited edition. That's it. But let's drop you guys on the map at the Wave Echo Cave. You might have to scroll over to see us over on the right hand side. You guys have just been. You guys have just had a big ghostly apparition appear in front of you, and you really got to wonder whether or not things are.
Getting dicey.
Oh, I was meant to put this on during that. And I forgot.
Every time.
Every time. The quick change.
I can't do stage shows. My costume changes. I'll just come out and halfway dressed. Anyway, okay. So I'll set the scene for you guys again in this the room that you last entered into. Sig had broken the hinges and the door had fallen forward. You'd noticed that inside this room there were just dust and ash and walls blackened by fire. Heaps of debris beneath the sagging ceiling shows that the room had been clearly damaged by some kind of destructive blast. There was a pickup of wind in the middle of this room, and up out of that, from the dust that had collected on the floor, this form of this ghostly skeletal face with glowing yellow eyes, a small crown around his head, and a menacing look on his face. Where are we? So I just got to make sure I know exactly where we were. And with a booming voice says, "Your presence is offensive to me. Your life forfeit. My treasures are mine alone, not yours to plunder."
I'm scared.
Shall we leave then? Do you mind if we leave?
Are you saying this out loud to this?
Yeah, well, if
creature?
he's talking to us and saying that he's worried about us stealing and plundering his treasure.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Sorry.
If you move an inch, you shall die.
What if we move further?
Yeah. He's holding very still.
Sorry. Trying to get my role play head on. I'm sorry. Who are you, spirit?
You dare talk to me, Mormensk?
Mormensk.
His name is Mormensk. M-O-R-M-E-N-S-K.
He's a Mormon.
He's a Mormon. He's a
Mormon.
Mormon.
It's canon now.
Damn it! I
Don't
need
know
to
what that's got to do with
quickly-
anything. No
I need to
judgment.
Quickly Google Mormon things to make sure I'm accurate.
Okay.
And he's
Well-
he's eyeing each of you. He is snarling. He's oh yeah. He's pretty ferociously taking you all in. He's kind of twitching with each movement, and the wind is still just blowing this kind of for his form around. Blowing his form, gross. It's he's incorporeal basically.
Yeah. Blowing his form. That sounds normal. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that.
It seems like we got off on the wrong foot here. We're not here to steal from you. I say with like my hands up in a kind of calm your horses sort of pose.
Yeah, he looks over to Sildar, and Sildar's still. He's got his eye on that chest at the end of the bed. There was on the northern bed. There was a small chest that had been covered in dust, and Sildar whips his head back to you guys. He goes,
Yeah, yes. Yeah. We're completely safe from... No, we're not stealing anything.
We came here to try to save a friend of ours and stop someone we believe is a danger to this place.
Stop, friends. Listen to you.
he's clearly not impressed with the words you're speaking.
Stop, friends.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
We're here to stop Nesna. Do you know that one?
I know nothing of what you are talking. All I know is that your death is imminent.
Okay. Anybody else have any ideas?
Okay.
It seems like a foregone conclusion.
I can't believe we're trying to reason with this thing. It's clearly a malevolent entity driven to destruction of all that it comes in contact with. Are we really having this conversation? I mean, just look at his face. Absolutely abhorrent.
I just wanted to leave.
You, Baron, you notice he's eyeing you up. He's
What?
he's like, and he just raises a ghostly skeletal hand in your direction,
I button up my shirt.
and points towards the staff in your hand. You go,
Oh.
Your staff. Give your staff to me.
No. My staff. Not your staff. I just put it behind my back.
he sees you put it behind his back, and he says,
Roll for initiative.
No. Or click your token.
"Yeah, everyone select your token because we are rolling for initiative."
What a fucker.
I got a 20.14.
I got a 6.
Sigurd rolled 21.14.
Okay, great.
This guy thinks he's the boss of staffs, but well, this is my staff.
I've rolled 14.
Okay, and we'll just get Sildar rolling as well. I think I've got some. Do I have any double ups? Oh no, it automatically just fixes up. Okay, cool.
I'm scared.
So is my detect magic making him glow like crazy?
So your detect magic actually ran out shortly after you entered into this room.
Okay. Typical.
Yeah. So unfortunately, no. Random Origins has just cheered. So if Random, feel free to give someone that initiative point. Mormensk, he'd love a inspiration point. Okay, so we're going to start up with Sig. Sig, you're at the top of the order. What's going on, my man?
Sig steps forward and points his hammer towards the incorporeal being. Be silent, you, and be gone. You are already finished in this plane of existence. Attack us further and you'll be finished. And then Sig spends the next 6 seconds inhaling a large breath, which will count as activating second wind, which enables him to regain some health. 1d10 plus my fighter level, which is fighter level.
Bill, you've been given that inspiration point.
I have been.
Yep.
I currently have one.
Oh, okay. You might have to give it to... Do you have that marked on your D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Might have to pick someone else there, Random.
Thanks, Random.
Cool. So, Sig, you've just spent your turn basically like threat... Give me a intimidation roll.
Indeed.
This is with disadvantage.
It also has a -1 modifier, which is a total of 3.
Give us one more roll because it is with a disadvantage.
I'll see if I can get lower than a 3.
That's what I'm hoping for.
18.
Okay, so we're going to take that 3. Okay, cool. Bill, we're over to you. What's Bill doing?
Seeing the state that the Baron's in, I'm just going to place my hand on his shoulder and just say, we're going to need you, buddy. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at second level.
Oh, nice. Surprised you guys have still got spell slots left.
14.
Whoa.
There we go.
Thank you. Bill.
Whoa.
That's about my maximum hit points, this really, isn't it?
Is that all you've got?
No.
Sheesh.
I'm up to 18 now.
Okay.
Out of 22.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Anything else, Bill?
No, that's it for me.
Cool. Over to Lucar.
I raise my great axe, gifted to me by Loros for the time being, and I rush up and I hit the incorporeal being.
Roll to hit. A 17. A 17 is a hit. Ooh. And what's that?
Actually moved into distance.
And that was 9 slashing damage. It passes through it for the most part. The axe passes through the majority, and it doesn't seem to do damage. It does, but it doesn't seem to do as much as you might have hoped it to do.
Oh.
He just kind of starts to bubble in his head. I have no time for this.
And Mormensk turns and snarls at you.
Ah, you are not who you seem, are you?
And with that, we'll move forward to Mirakin.
I'm scared. I'm scared. But it's lovely to see that Bill has helped out poor Brian. He's looking a lot healthier now. Not feeling too sure of what to do with a dusty boy in the room. Seems like he'll be hard to hit or hurt, but I'm going to back and I'm gonna try with a bow and arrow, aiming at his eyes.
Right in those eyes of his. Give us a roll to
Gotta
hit.
go for the eyes. Why wouldn't you? I've rolled 8, 7.
Ooh. Now, do you have any? I mean, I should probably ask. I did ask Bill if he had any inspiration. How's everyone's inspiration points looking at the moment?
Oh, I do have inspiration.
I have one.
Everyone's.
I actually do have an inspiration
I
point.
do not.
Maybe I'll use it now. Let's see if we can. Let's see.
7, maybe.
Unless you want me to wait for next turn.
Well,
I'm happy with that.
you're meant to like call it before doing it. But I'll let you. That's why I was kind of like I should have asked before how everyone's inspiration was going. So feel free if you want to use your inspiration point. Go right ahead.
Sure. Oh, hang on. What did I roll? 22. And this kicks in my elven accuracy.
Ooh.
Which means I get to roll again just for funsies when I have advantage.
Just in case you crit.
Oh.
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right, we'll take that 22, which is absolutely a hit. And what's that? 10 extra plus 2 bonus. Oh, you already got that added on, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
So 10 damage. Again, that arrow.
So my beautiful braces have helped me.
Yeah, perfect. It really helps line that up beautifully and just adds that extra push to that arrow as you let it fly. And it does. It goes straight through its eye socket. And you see the glow in its eye disappear for a moment before fading back into existence. And it too, like, you were expecting a little more damage than what it did. And he just turns to snarl in your direction. Anything else? No. Sildar basically follows suit with what you're up to. He pulls. He's got his crossbow out from before actually, and just lets fly with 2. Let's have a quick look here. Oh, sorry. He only gets 2 melee attacks, not 2 attacks. But he is using his inspiration point as well. And he rolls a 16, which is a hit, doing 8 damage. But again, the same thing. It just keeps passing through. There's now an arrow and a crossbow bolt stuck in the wall behind Mormensk, thankfully having just missed Lucar. So that's a little more damage taken off Mormensk. It is now Mormensk. It's Mormensk's turn. That's a hard one to say. Mormensk's. And he's got Sig standing directly in front of him, having just told him to stand back. So having been attacked from all sides, he looks around and looks directly back at Sig, and he just starts laughing.
You will feel pain today.
And he... Is that oh yeah, it is a roll to attack here. He rolls a 21.
That is a hit.
So you must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. But you are at disadvantage since you're poisoned.
Two rolls of Constitution with a 17 each.
Okay, that's good. That's let's have a quick look here. Okay, you still take damage. You get hit with 15 necrotic damage.
Oh.
But that yeah, you're very, very lucky to have rolled higher than that 13. Morment sees you wince in pain as that washes over you, and says,
Yes, you will not be much more for this world.
And it is the Baron's turn.
Oof. Okay. Well, seeing that's put the chills at me. Just one more Minsk. I'll just choose. I'm going to bring out the big guns. I got blindness, deafness. That's what I'm going to cast.
Okay.
It's a spell called blindness. I'm going to do the blindness one.
Oh, we don't
They
have
to
the
make a
animation for this.
Constitution 14 saving spell. No, saving check, whatever.
Sorry, that's a nat 20.
Ugh. Oh, God damn it. What is this in the corner?
That is just an unlit brazier.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to stand near the unlit brazier.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
That's all.
Sig, we're back with you.
Sig's breathing is ragged, but his resolve is unwavering, and he swings his two-handed magic hammer in a mighty blow
Yeah, give us a roll to hit.
with sweet disadvantage. For a whopping roll of 10.
That misses. It just passes through the cloak made of dust, and it sort of scatters it a little bit before the wind blows it back into position.
Oh no, the roll's a 17, isn't it?
It was he was at disadvantage though.
Because they both came up for 17 for me. Sorry.
Oh, no, that was his Constitution saves.
I'm dreaming.
Constitution
Yeah,
save.
I'm sorry.
yeah. He definitely wishes that that was the case. Anything else, Sig?
Begone, fiend!
Bill, it is your turn.
Oh man, just seeing like my friends bleeding and bloody and struggling with this thing. I'm just gonna run up behind Sig this time. Place a hand on him. I'm getting low on level 2 spell slots. I'm just gonna go with a level 1 heal.
Cool.
Healing for 7. And I just say, fight on, Sig. We need you too.
Thank you.
Lucar.
I stare at the ethereal being, and Lucar says, I am Lucar Sadi of the Daguvral. And he just starts hammering on his chest over and over again. And it's at this point I would like to rage.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to give us a rage call?
Oh, yeah?
Well,
That
Maybe I
was pretty
should.
good.
I mean,
Pull
that
it
was
back.
pretty good.
Loktar, oh God! Loktar, oh God!
There we go. Why don't you tell the crew what your rage does? It's a different rage to Loris.
As I do this, pounding on my chest, you start to hear, Loktar, oh God, Loktar, oh God, as from the ground, these ethereal beings, spirits of those warriors fallen, ogres, orcs, crawl from the ground wearing the ancestral gear that we all are known for, the Dagu Vral, rise once more, and they rush over to this being and attack, or rather hold.
They
Start to.
So the whole point of this one is that they are distracting Mormensk, right? Is that...
Yeah. So Lucar is part of the ancestral guardian. So yes, while raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn becomes the target of the warriors, which hinders its attacks.
Cool.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
some trippy stuff.
Yeah, that is a good one. That is a very, very good one. I'm going to need full
That's
on...
super
There's
metal.
loads of
Then in
loads
my
of ethereal
rage,
being.
yeah. Then in my rage, I bring up my great axe once more, and then bring it crashing down on him.
Cool.
Hopefully with a decent roll.
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed. Oh, damn, that's
Yes!
beautiful. 25 and 18 slashing damage, which is a huge amount of damage normally. But that is a successful hit. It does. Your axe manages to slice through a chunk of his body, his cloak, and instead of reforming with him, the dust settles down onto the ground. So you've done some damage to him on that one. But yes, so like you said, so until the start of your next turn, Mormensk has disadvantage on any attack roll that isn't against you. So he's got a normal attack against you, but disadvantage on anyone else. And that creature has resistance to the damage of the target's attack. So if he does go to hit someone else, they
Yeah.
end up with resistance to that attack. Not immunity, but you get half damage.
Yeah.
So that's a really, really powerful rage. Cool. So at the moment, you guys, you've all seen Lucar bang his chest and call out, and these ancestral like spirits pop up, orcish spirits, basically take form next to him and sort of try and hold on to Mormensk. And Mormensk is trying to swat them off. As he tries to swat them off, but he's having no luck. American, over to you.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Is anyone near Mormensk holding a torch?
There hasn't. Yes, I believe like Sig has been holding onto a torch for the majority of this time. Everyone else, I mean, otherwise it's pitch black for everyone.
I had a torch
Oh, you had a torch
that I
as well?
grabbed from that other room.
Oh yeah, yes.
I'm going to use my action. Going to start. She's starting to move her hands mysteriously to control the flames of the torch that Sig bears, commanding them to whoosh straight into Mormensk's face.
Yeah, cool.
We hope.
Yeah, great.
This is a cantrip, so it's not really. I can't just roll for damage, so I'm going to give that to you to say what you have the ruling on that. I've put it in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, you've got.
I can spread any non-magical fire.
Yeah, you've got direct control over this flame, and previously when you've used it, I've just let you decide where it goes. So it goes, Sig's torch expands in size and wisps itself over Mormensk. Can you give me just a 1d6, please?
Sure. Rolled a 4.
Okay, cool. Again, he's incorporeal. He does let out a bit of a cry as it goes over him, but it doesn't seem to have done too much to him.
It's not like when you light a match.
No, it's not. He's not made of farts.
Stinky.
If only. I'm
Some
just going to
room
whisper.
spray.
Yeah. I'm going to whisper, you want some more, Minsk?
Oh, Jesus. You've also got your little pet spider, which we sort of glossed over last time. Is there anything you wanted to do with
yeah.
Ranzen?
Well, he's being held down by Scary Ghost, so I'm going to command Ranzen to run over and try and bite this thing or something. Is there any part of him that's like not? It's like he does have like some form to him, doesn't he? It's like his face is not smoke. I'm not really understanding his form, I must say.
He's hovering off the ground. You can make out what looks like skin on his face, but you don't know how much form is really there. And parts of it's missing. It's skull-like. His forearms are just bone, and they're coming out of this ethereal cloak. And he doesn't seem to have any legs. He's just hovering off the ground.
All right, I'm just going to send out Ranzen and see what happens if he tries to bite.
Okay.
Might just get a mouthful of smoke, but he's got rolled a 15.
Yeah, Ranzen scuttles across the ground and leaps, because he obviously has no feet, so he's kind of leaps up to try and take a bite out of Mormensk. He catches on like a bit of this dust and lands on the other side of Mormensk, dropping this dust to the ground, and it too doesn't form back on Mormensk. He's definitely done a little bit of damage. You've rolled a 4. It has not done 4 damage, but it has done some.
I don't suppose Mormensk would like to roll a DC 10 Constitution saving throw for poison.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't
I don't
need to.
think so.
He doesn't. Your spider doesn't have a chance to push the poison into anything.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. But he is on the other side, so if you want to move your little spider onto the other side of Mormensk.
Okay.
Yeah. It's anything else?
I'm going to call out, if you want me to blast him, you're going to have to move away.
I'll allow it. You all hear that? Sildar hears that and takes a step back into the sort of up against the wall, and lets loose with another crossbow bolt in Mormensk's direction. Oh, and that is a crit. That is a crit from Sildar.
Such a good old boy.
Doing 14 damage, which is pretty decent. We'll reduce that. That takes... He aims it for a part of Mormentsk's head. And the bolt flies through. It hits the crown. The crown cracks and flies into the air and just disappears into dust. And you can see a part of Mormentsk's skull has kind of collapsed in and doesn't seem to be reforming. And Mormentsk just looks angrily over in Sildar's direction. And it
What does Sildar look like?
He's just like, oh, that was pretty sweet. Guys, aim for his head or something. I almost brought a little too much of my other D&D character Chud into that one, actually. So, anyway, it's Mormentsk's turn. He looks over towards Sildar, and again raises one hand out, and he rolls an 11, which is a miss for our good old boy. Sildar is kind of shocked. He's seen Mormentsk raise his hand and mouth something, and Sildar is just kind of like frozen on the spot. He's like, and he's looking down like, okay. He just doesn't, nothing seems to have happened. Mormentsk has absolutely missed Sildar. And that is, yeah, I think Mormentsk is going to, because he's not fully corporeal, he fades just a little bit. He fades, becomes a little more transparent and just pushes over to the other side of the room, standing sort of up next to this chest of his. You can try for an opportunity attack, but he has. I'll let you roll. You've got disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah. All three of you.
And does Ransin get one too?
Yeah, sure.
Get him.
Yes. And Bill, I'll get an attack of opportunity from you as well.
Ransin's rolled a 17 for spider bites.
Cool.
Sig has critical failed with disadvantage.
Oh.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, great. Because of his more transparent form, he became much harder to hit as he disappeared off. I was going to say that like it was going to require a really, really, really high roll, which is exactly what Lucar has given us. I think it's 25. I'm gonna let that one make contact as he tries to disappear. So what's that? That's 14 damage.
Oh damn!
Again, a part of his it's like you catch him on his forearm as he turns and runs, and you just crack through the bone, and it just falls to dust onto the ground. Again, not reforming as he disappears. The rest of you, unfortunately, have missed, especially Sig, who is going to give us a D100 to see how badly he's missed.
Sig rolls an 86.
Not too bad. So you as seeing him start to fade away and start to move off, you just reach out and just let fly with your hammer. And you didn't quite get a hold of it. You let go, and your hammer zoops. I'm going to say it zoops across the room, landing next to Mormentsk on the floor.
Oh.
And it is the Baron's turn.
Oh. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead
Oh, nice. I like Toll the Dead.
on him. So he has to make a Wisdom saving throw of 14.
What kind of damage is Toll the Dead?
Well, if he's taken
What type of
kind
damage?
of necrotic?
Okay, so I mean, yeah, okay, we'll roll. What does he have to roll?
14 Wisdom save.
He does not save.
Oh,
But nothing.
well, he'll know this tune because he's already been dead.
Yeah. Does everyone dead hear this tune?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize this one.
Yeah.
Mormentz turns to you with fierce anger in his eyes, staring you down across the room, and just laughs.
The sound of living,
he says. This does nothing to him.
Okay, that tells me something terrible. No clue that he's an asshole. Okay. I just hide my staff behind my back again.
Okay, cool. Sig, we're at the top of the order again, Sig. You are feeling the effects of this poison disappear. You're feeling a lot more clear-headed now.
Despite Sig feeling a little bit more clear-headed, he decides to use his sheath of ire and pull out his short sword.
Oh, dang, we need to get a roll of a D3 for that.
Oh, D3 time. Let's do it. With the advanced dice roller.
Damn it, I need to bring that info back up. I'm always like, when are we going to need that? Yeah, cool.
And Sig rolls a 1 out of 3.
Okay, cool. So can you also give me a 1d6, please?
And a 1d6 is a 4.
Okay, so you take, again, you take this sword out of its sheath, and sparks, you can hear it sharpening itself on the sheath as you pull it out, and sparks flick up around your neck, and you do take 4 damage from that. But you do find that you're looking at your sword, it is sharper than it was moments ago.
Sig dashes forward and swipes out with a sparkly sparkler into Dustman.
Okay. All right.
With normal
ability. Yeah, no disadvantage this time.
Sig rolls a measly 9.
Oh, that is unfortunately a miss. Yeah, you find that it cuts straight past him, and instead of getting stuck in the wall behind him, it just slices this beautiful cut out of that wall behind it. Anything else from Sig?
Can Sig whip out his shield as a bonus action?
Yeah, yep, I'll allow that. Okay, cool. Bill, back to you.
Sorry, I'm just putting the finishing touches on a song.
Awesome.
So I'm just gonna call out to this thing, and I'm just gonna say, Momensk, I think ghosts are inferior to the living. And I'll hold a beat to see if I get any response.
And he just glances over in your direction.
You might call me Wraithist.
Oh my god. What do I have to roll for that? That's
I need to beat 14.
Okay. And that's a con roll, is it?
Wisdom.
He did a nat 20 roll.
Okay. That's fine. He didn't appreciate the humor.
I don't think he got it.
Okay.
Anything else, Bill?
Yes, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
And then start singing. Is this our real Bob? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a cave slide. Dang, that rope was tricky. Look out, open your eyes. Look through his eyes and see. You're just an orc boy. You need no sympathy. 'Cause you're easy come, dead one mo. Little high, little low. Where the hell is Laurels? I am really worried. So you get to add a 1d6 to your next, or to an attack roll. Attack roll or skill check of your choice.
Cool. And he can call it at any time before I have decided if it's a hit, right? If it's on an attack?
Yeah, I'll put the full rules in there.
Yeah.
Is that an attack roll, or is that damage or attack though?
Just the roll to hit for
Yeah,
this one.
so-
Yeah.
There is a special one that's
Yeah.
like you can do both, but I don't have that.
So if you roll before I say whether or not it hits, you can decide to add a d6 to it,
Oh yeah,
but
of
not
course.
after. Not after. Cool. Beautiful, Vil. Beautiful. Lucar, we are back with you.
Lucar kind of regards the small bard and just goes, "Sma nahur," and then rushes forward. I believe I can get this far.
Was that Orcish for my ears?
No, it was Orcish for little man.
Nice.
Oh no!
So he is
That was
basically
it.
Loros.
Yeah.
And as he rushes forward, he brings his axe, the great axe, up again, prompting that glow once more of his brethren, his ethereal brethren, to grab at the sheets at the body of this enemy. As he strikes once more, screaming, "Shun igarish, ash igarish," and strikes. Hopefully, and I'm adding the roll.
You don't have
You
to.
don't have to.
Wasn't necessary, but I added anyway because I said it before it rolled.
No,
No, it's after you've said it.
after you roll, but
Oh,
before
right.
I say so. It's okay. You don't have to use that
Okay,
1d6. You can keep that in your pocket. But a 24 is absolutely a hit. As you bring the axe through him, you notice that the orcish shapes holding this guy Mormensk down just slowly fade down into the ground as your axe swipes through. So these spectral brethren of yours are no more. But you have hit and done some damage. Mormensk, he's not that he needs to breathe, but he seems to be breathing much more raggedly than before. But he is no longer under grasp from your ancestors. Anything else to end your turn?
I don't believe we have any bonus actions. No, I think that's it.
Okay. Murican, back with you.
All my spells I've prepared are useless.
You're like, everyone away, and everyone's just like, all right, let's get closer.
That's okay. I'm going to copy Sildar and see if I can match his skill with a bow and arrow.
Okay.
I'm going to sidle up against the wall trying to get a clear shot and take a shot with that short bow.
Mm-hmm.
Please hit. Ooh, I rolled a 9.
A 9 is unfortunately a miss. That soars straight through him this time. Even though it looks like it should have hit something, it just passes straight through. Anything for Ranzan?
He's just going to run up and try and bite.
Okay.
Trying to bite
Why not?
that smoke again.
I mean, if he dies thanks to a spider bite, that will be amazing.
That would be a good look.
But with a roll of
You
6.
rolled a 6, just
Yeah.
like Mama. Very bad.
Yeah, the Ranzin leaps forward at Mormensk with its fangs open and just passes straight through and just lands on the wall and just sort of scuttles across the wall a bit back towards your direction a little bit. Yeah, cool. But up against the wall because that works. They're beautiful. And it's Sildar's turn, feeling still pretty cocky, but he's actually spending a bit of this time worried because he got pointed at and it looked like something was cast in his direction, and he's just going to spend the rest of the time like he's not feeling good anyway. He's taken a lot of damage and he's rubbing his knees.
He didn't think Mormensk was pointing at his fly, like fly down.
he checks his fly and his shoelaces, and they're all fine. But he's just checking himself for anything that he thinks could be wrong. So he's kind of useless at this point.
Damn these wraiths and their mind games.
Mormensk, despite having been approached by Sig and Lucar, is still eyeing the Baron over at the other side of the room. And again, he goes just a little transparent and just rushes through towards the Baron.
Oh no, you didn't.
And he's just got one arm outstretched towards you. The staff! Can I get a attack of opportunity from Lucard and Sig, please?
I always think of Rolly Hey with
What about Ransin? Does he get another bite?
No, he wasn't. He's not passing in within enough of a distance there. Both Lucard and Reese. I just saw Reese. Sig. Both just swipe out and miss. As Mormensk powers forwards with his arm outstretched. And he casts Life Drain.
Life Drain.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
This cannot be good.
This is a roll. This is a roll of 21.
Oh, that's a mess. That's...
So there's two aspects to what happens here.
Die.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw, please? Oh, and by the way, you're no longer poisoned, so this isn't at disadvantage. You've both.
Oh, I'm not.
You're both feeling much better.
I have to switch back to my cool rules. Okay. Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
I have a +1 on this, I think. It was almost an 18, but it is now a 3.
No.
You feel the life draining from your body. This feels unlike anything that you've felt before. He's done 19 damage.
I've only got 18 hit points.
But not only has he reduced your hit points down to 0, but he's reduced your max HP by 19.
He's reduced it by 19.
Correct.
So hold on. So I'll put myself at -19 damage. Okay, death saving throws. So my max is 22 hit points. So I think I've got 3.
Your
hit
max
points.
is now maximum 3.
Yeah, good.
Well,
Living on
it
the
is
edge.
good to know that Lucard will have a friend. After all this.
I'll see you on the other side.
Josh, do you have another?
In hell.
I'll see you in hell.
Do you have another laptop you can open to have you take over Baron's position? We can have 2 of you, 2 cameras on.
I have a cousin, Joro. He's nice.
You drop to the ground, and he
Good driver.
he reaches for the glass staff that is dropped at your side.
Oh, don't touch my staff.
Yeah, he raises it up, and his eyes glow a little more stronger as he laughs.
The staff is mine.
It is the Baron's first death saving roll.
Dirty rat. Okay, so how do you do it?
You've done it a few times. Come on.
I just have to roll a Constitution check, or is it just?
There's actually on your character sheet where it's like death saving. You can actually just click where it says death saving, I believe.
Please tell me. Oh, yes. I see.
Right next to your hit dice.
Yeah, there you go.
Temporary hit points.
Oh, a 19. Phew.
All right, that's your first save. All right, so I'm just bringing up the details for the glass stuff. Cool. Right, Sig, your turn.
Sig is feeling pretty frustrated with his sword, so he sheaths that and then spends his turn picking up his hammer, ready to attack next time.
Okay. Let's just delete that off there. Cool. Did you want to spend any movement or... No. Okay, cool. Bill, over to you.
I'm gonna dance down here and round to this side.
Okay.
And seeing the Baron on the ground, I'm just gonna bring him back up. I cast Cure Wounds. It doesn't matter what level I cast it at anymore. Healing him to max health
Yes.
Max HP of 3. Baron, you open your eyes, but you are not feeling very strong. You're not feeling very energetic. You haven't felt
Is it
this...
like I've smoked 2 whole packs
yeah.
in 5 minutes?
You've been like mixing, you've been putting something extra in your tobacco, I think. And you haven't felt this weak since level 1, I don't think. Yeah, you're not feeling good. Anything else? Anything else, Bill?
No, that's it.
Cool. Lucar.
Quick question. Are you doing flanking in this campaign?
We haven't done flanking, no.
Okay, cool. That's no problem. Lucar will sprint forward anyway and try and get behind the monster. And then, second verse, same as the first. Bring down his rage, his great axe. How many more turns do I have of that?
Right.
Of rage. It lasts a minute.
Yeah, so you got like 10 turns, that's fine. 21, that's great. And 12 slashing damage. Again, you bring that through. And almost half of him just drops to the bottom half of him, just drops into a pile of dust on the ground. You're almost only these skeletal arms and this skeleton head with the glowing eyes just floating almost 6 feet off the ground, looking towards Lucar. Stop!
The Daguvral will have their vengeance.
American.
What? What did I miss?
Are you
the TOS?
Lucar like flipped off the DM. Jeez. All right. Yeah, let's get that. I encourage that. I encourage that kind of thing. American, over to you. You've seen the Baron just drop, and Bill run to him and bring him back to consciousness. He's not looking good.
She screams, Brian! And she sees that this abomination has grabbed precious Brian's staff, and she's like, give that back! And she lashes out with raising her staff in the air and summoning a thorny vine, whipping towards the staff to try and take it out of the hands of this monster.
So are you trying
and
to...
rolls a 21.
Are you aiming at the staff or him?
I'm trying to wrap that thorn around the staff and get it out of his hands and distract him.
Okay, so you've successfully grabbed onto it. I think there's going to need to be a bit of a strength check to see if you can pull it out of his hands.
Ah, right.
Yes,
is it a
John?
magic? Isn't the magic of the thorny
That's like
vine?
the accuracy.
Not my strength.
That's whether or not you connected with like your
Okay.
Your
All
first
right.
roll is your accuracy, whether it can grab onto what
All
you're
right,
aiming
so
for.
it's wrapped on, and now I'm in like a tug of war with it.
Yeah, John. Yes.
that's fun.
What's up?
Because I think the move was cool. Can I give Marika my inspiration?
Absolutely.
Oh.
So you can roll with advantage on the strength check.
Ooh. Thank you. I'm motivated by my admiration of Brian. I must save him at all costs. Oh, I've rolled a saving throw. Hang on, I'll roll again. I've rolled the wrong one. Let me roll a strength. Oh, it's really bad. I've rolled a 2 and a 4.
Okay, so Morment's rolled a 3.
Oh, amazing!
And he had a -2 modifier, so that's really a 1. So despite it wasn't exactly the strongest pull on the thorny whip, but it was just more that he just wasn't ready for it. He wasn't ready. Everyone's been attacking him. The last thing he thought to do was protect this staff, and you just pull that from his grip.
Nice.
That's great.
Epic move.
Do you catch it?
Thanks for the inspiration.
Are you catching it on your side?
Yeah, I'm gonna catch it.
Cool, just to make it
In my free hand, so now I'm holding like my druidic stuff and the glass stuff.
The moment this glass stuff enters your hand, you feel a little more protected. While you're holding on to this, you've got an extra AC point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fat lot of good it did, poor Brian.
No, if I hit you for 21, it doesn't do shit.
Yeah. It's Sildar's turn, and just seeing all of this amazingness around him, He wants to be a part of this. But he's a little confused about what can and can't hit it. But he comes running up. Actually, no, no, because it's an action to swap weapons. We'll just stay there. We'll stay there. He wouldn't move in. He sights up with his crossbow once more. What does he roll? He rolls a 20. It's only one piercing damage, which is essentially. Sorry, when you half damage, do you round up or down? You round down, right? You half and round down
for damage.
Yeah. So
Pass. I don't know.
I think everything goes rounded up except for maybe damage.
Yeah, but I don't think you can round down to 0, right? Because he's hit, it has to do something.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him one damage there. Every bit of damage helps. It just that with an aim that true, it shoots into that caved in part of his skull and just pops out the back of the skull. So this crossbow bolt has just done a little bit more damage to Mormensk. It is Mormensk's turn once again. He is furious at having lost that staff to Mirakin. And again, he just moves a little more transparent and charges full tilt towards Mirakin with his arms outstretched. Bill and Lucard, can I get an attack of opportunity, please?
About the Baron.
Oh, he's still prone. I don't think you can attack from the ground.
Am I prone?
Yeah, you dropped onto the ground, right?
No!
We both rolled ones.
Oh boy! And like
I don't want to roll.
Now, I just want to point something out. You guys are facing each other.
Oh.
Can I get a D100 from both of you, please?
Oh well.
I was like, they'll save me. Oh.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
55.
Bill just swipes out with the rapier, just slashing out with his rapier, and just carves a line across the front of Lucard, doing 5 slashing damage across his chest. And Lucard,
He has resistance at the moment.
huh?
Tell me he has resistance while he's raging.
Does he?
I do.
Oh, there you go.
I do to slashing,
Okay.
bludgeoning, and I'm more worried about my my 15 slashing damage.
Yeah, and you return the favor with a swipe down Bill's kind of shoulder and just the top part of his torso, doing 6 damage to Bill. And you both catch each other's eyes with a small kind of fuck look on both of your faces. You know that Mormensk you've missed your chance to basically bring down Mormensk as he's darted off towards Mirakin. His hands outstretched towards Mirakin. He says, "The staff!" and casts life drain on Mirakin. He rolls a 10, which will totally be a miss, right, Mirakin? Surely that's a miss on Mirakin.
Is it my armor class that's guarding against?
Yeah, and you've got an extra AC on your armor class, so that's fine.
I'm feeling not drained.
Yeah, again, you're not sure whether he or not he's even cast anything at you. He's just come at you with his arm outstretched, demanding the staff.
I just stare back at him in utter fear, speechless.
Baron, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm lying down on the ground.
Yeah, you died, right? You haven't got up yet.
Yeah, didn't die on my feet.
Well, you fell over. Man. That would be quite good balance, I think.
Rigor mortis sits in immediately. Okay. I just look up at Bill. I see they've just slashed each other. But I can tell Bill has saved me before. Thank you, Bill. I let out a huge cough of phlegm and dust. I try and get to my feet, and that takes half of my movement, right?
Yeah, getting to your feet does take half of your movement.
Okay. I'm going to actually attempt to go towards... Okay. I can still move 10 feet, though, or 15 feet or something.
Yeah, you still got a bit of movement there.
Okay, so I'm going to move over to here. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, and I'm going to scoop up some of the gross dust that this guy dropped out of his butt near me. His bottom half dropped and turned into dust, right? I'm going to scoop some up.
Okay.
Oh, yep. And I'm going to cast a magic spell. I can turn it into poison spray.
Oh, nice.
I blow it at him. Did I do anything? Oh, no. You have to make a saving throw. I forgot about that. I thought that was my attack roll. It was a 1 or something.
Yeah, so the poison spray coats all over what's left of him. You see it go through parts of him, it coats over him, and it does nothing.
All right, it's not necrotic damage.
Oh, I know. It's poison damage, yeah?
Remember, he didn't even have to roll when my...
is it
well,
poison?
actually, that's because it didn't...
No, you'd think it is
can't
poison.
bite.
Okay. It'll only be 1 damage anyway. Shit.
I hope none of it got on me.
Shitty rolls.
No, I'm not going to be brutal enough to get you to roll. It's a pretty it's a pretty aimed spell. Anything else, Baron?
Just absolute dejection.
Shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everything's going wrong.
Yeah. Oh, but
Gonna.
sorry, I'm just having a look. You've got 18 HP on roll 20. I'm just going to make sure that's back at 3.
No. It's yeah.
All right, Sig.
3 out of 3.
3 out of 3. Sig.
Sig has picked up his magical hammer and he's crouched down, and for a moment he's watched his foe. And as he appears in front of American, he jumps forward using his boots of springing, and Superman punches his hammer, cashing in his advantage.
Man, I hope this is not a miss, because Sildar is like right behind.
25.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's great. So you launch yourself forward. Sildar quick steps to the right as he sees you coming. And you just catch the skull on the edge of your hammer. And for the first time he seems to move. You just push him, crunching that skull against the wall. And it just like explodes into dust. And you can just hear just the final call of Mormensk. Bill, what? Are you going to ruin that moment? What's going on? Come on, John. No, what's up? What's up? Sorry, Mormensk is dead, by the way.
That's all right. I'm just going to pay homage to the chat for a great dad joke.
Oh.
That's what I call racial segregation. My favorite is Shannon's face.
I stand by what I said. Which is I think this is a good moment to take a quick break. I think we've just rounded that off. So we'll just chuck you guys back on the landing page. I'm just going to try and I didn't realize that my chat bot wasn't on. So everyone's like trying to get things happening. And I'm just like, sorry, no can do. So it should be on very shortly. So what do you guys think of our good friend Mormensk?
I basically did nothing to him.
No, I know. Like he was
like immune to everything I can do.
Yeah, he was like the worst kind of monster or creature for you to come up against.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't have to use my spell. Like, everyone was around him and I had an area spell that would have just blasted everyone who was unfortunate enough to... So I was like, well, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But we just smashed the smoke monster to death instead, which is also a valid strategy.
Yeah, I was hoping to see some of Americans like big ass, like, I don't know, spells and shit, just to try and see some damage.
Well, that whip was really good.
The whip was so good.
I'm proud of my whip move.
Yeah.
That was cool. Thanks for the inspiration, Bill. That was like an awesome, like, tense dice situation as well.
Yeah.
Like, rolled a 2 and a 4. Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
can't believe it didn't matter in the end as well. He got a 1.
Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That was a great moment at the end, though. Like, I was like, oh, dang, he's like right in my face about to kill me, and then just like hero of the day comes and smashes him from the side with the hammer.
Yeah, that was cool. Especially
Awesome move.
especially with it being a
Sig's
magical
only
one.
hit.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. The rest of the evening, Sig has missed every attack.
And you actually got
He
some
hits when it
damage.
counts.
You got some damage as well, Sig. Yeah.
Indeed.
Indeed. And the new rage, I was digging that. The new rage was very cool.
Yeah. There was loads of ethereal beings in the room at once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Small room too.
It's funny. I was going to call an
Body up
ethereal
in there.
being myself as well, but
Were you?
would have been like
Ethereal party.
even more of an ethereal party. Yeah.
What spells that? I don't think we've seen that.
Well, you just have to wait and see.
All right. Well, and if you guys want to get a top up of a drink or go have a break for
What about a
whatever reason,
drank?
get yourself a drink.
Yeah, I get a drink.
And that goes to all the.
Lucar says hydrates.
We've got some of your followers in here as well, like we did last week there, Josh.
Nice.
I noticed. Where are we? Poetry Love. She was in good form last
good
week
to
as
see
well.
you.
She's back again, which is fantastic. Loving everything you're doing. You've got a big fan there, which is great. Who else we got? You know what? I'm really surprised we haven't had a Billy spawn yet. We have had a little bit of a chair. There's not much left on that countdown. It's 300 points left on that countdown. That's one subscription, I think, away from having Billy Goblin show up. One
Come
subscription.
and take me chaos. Yeah.
And then you get a Billy Goblin. Who's Billy Goblin? He's this guy. He's our resident goblin who is now not orc-sized, ogre-sized.
Ogre. Billy Ogre.
Billy Ogre. Oh man, and we just got like 3 new follows just like that. I'm assuming.
Dang.
Yeah, that's great. It was a good fight. Really, really good fight, to be honest.
Very dramatic.
I thought so. At first I was really, really wondering if I needed to, because there's a lot of you guys. There's six fighters and a spider, and I was really wondering on what I needed to do to ramp him up a little bit until I realized that almost all of your attacks were going to do nothing to him. And I was like, oh no, okay, this is fine.
I liked your idea of him trying to take the staff. That was cool.
That
was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was quite a nice
cool.
touch. Who knows what he would have done if he'd managed to actually get it. But anyway, that's not really a problem anymore.
It's mine now.
Yeah. So I will just say a massive thank you to Brizzle Rocker, to Crew3 URC, Kiwi Mind, and AceLink XD1 for the follow just in the last hour or so. How many of those? I feel like you know those names there, Josh.
Actually, no. These are all new people.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Thanks.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. If you like what you're seeing and you haven't already just given us a follow like these wonderful people, hi Chicago to Crew 3, definitely give us a follow because it makes us more powerful. It levels us up in our hearts, and minds, and ethereally as well. It's great. If you want to,
With every follow, I level up in here. So
yeah. So just come on. What are you talking about? We've got a Discord as well. If you wanted to come and chat to us about D&D, what you're playing, or whether or not you want to talk to us about what we're playing. We always love chatting about it and figuring out what's next, because anyone who knows this this campaign knows that we're coming pretty close to an ending here. This is really, everything has led to this moment inside the Wave Echo Cave.
wait, what? Sorry, what?
What?
Is this end game for Lost Mines?
Yeah. Is that good or bad? What?
I started Lost Mines like a few months ago. I was like, it's fine. It's gonna be a couple of rooms. It's all good. It won't be spoilers. Oh no.
Right, so you're a player.
No go.
So you're a player in that version.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's something we should have talked about before.
Oh no, I thought it was gonna be okay because like 2 episodes in with your history, that's what, 3 rooms?
Okay, come on.
Yeah,
And it basically has been. Okay,
it's very true.
you've really only seen 3 rooms and
Yeah.
some corridors at the moment.
We'll be lucky to exit this room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even with one open door,
Yeah.
you need to decide if you're going to go through the closed door or not. But no, I don't think we've given too. I mean, no, I don't think there's too much. By the time you get to this point, I think. And the way that everybody plays D&D campaigns is so...
Oh, no, absolutely.
so
Like, I
different.
did discuss this with my DM earlier. I just didn't know how far along it was.
Yeah,
I didn't
right.
realize you were in the end game.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, though, what is your plan for this afterwards?
I don't know yet.
Well,
yeah.
might I suggest that Dragons of Icespire Peak recently released, which takes place in the same town.
Oh,
Or at least
that's
starts
actually
in the
kinda
same
cool.
town and then moves on from there.
That's
It
actually
is
cool.
recommended you could do even both at the same time, but
Ah, wow. Make it
know.
like one big adventure.
yeah.
That's very cool.
So after a bunch of the Camp Chuckanex stuff that I'm doing starts to kind of wrap up, I'm actually thinking of doing that, maybe doing that campaign, or of course
cool.
Lost Mines, because
Yeah.
apparently Lost Mines is a good thing, a good one to start on.
Oh, dude. Again, so for anyone who's new to this channel, this was the first campaign I've ever DM'd ever. And I started out super rusty, but it really does teach you everything you need to know as you continue on. It starts with a goblin ambush and a real basic cave. Oh, wait. So I thought you... No? Okay.
No, I'm at the ambush. It's fine.
Oh, right. Okay, so you...
Continue on. Just give me a wave when you're done.
You can come back. You can come back. Please come back. Come on. Let's just say it's really good with helping you learn all the different steps along the way. So you really are at the start of that. How long?
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I am playing oh my god, he's in my book as well. I am playing Hakan Sadi.
Oh, nice.
Who is kind of a distant distant relation to the orcs that we're currently, Lucar, as it were.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we've just started. We've just wrapped up the first ambush and have made our way into a cave.
Yeah, fantastic. That was your first episode? Or session, I should say. You're not streaming that one, so session. Yeah, that was...
we're not. Yeah.
I think that was pretty much everything in our first session as well. We got up to that cave and took a quick look inside, and that was about it, I think.
I would just like everyone to know that my barbarian has been absolutely decimated by these first 2 encounters.
Wow.
He has almost died twice.
Yeah.
And he hasn't
It's
even gone in
it's
yet.
really easy at the start to just go down so fast though. Like one bad hit and it's almost all over.
Yeah. I mean, what, you've got 5 HP at that point, right? Something like that.
A bit more than that.
No, I think most of you guys had 5 at
14?
level 1.
Really? Oh, so long ago.
Yeah. Oh, you got 14. Damn, see, that's
Don't
all right.
even remember.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So we had actually already introduced Billy Goblin in our first session.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I started out with 9 HP.
There we go. But yeah, Billy Goblin was actually just like a normal goblin at that point. There was nothing special. We brought him back in time. But we're all back. I was going to say there's been a decent bit of chat in there. We've got some people saying that they're a complete noob to D&D, which is awesome. I think if you like what we're doing, I think you'll love D&D. I really do, because I don't know. I think we're pretty watchable. It's pretty easy to listen to us and sit and sort of follow on with what we're doing. But it's just so much better when you're there with your own group of people doing it. It's just amazing. What else we got?
I don't know. Sometimes it depends on the group.
You're totally right.
Depends on the group.
That's definitely true,
That
though.
is true, actually. Yeah. Someone else has said they've been playing Pathfinder more than D&D lately. I haven't really read much into Pathfinder, so I don't really have an opinion on that one. I'm still really new to this kind of stuff.
I feel a little bit guilty about saying this, but whenever I hear anyone in a new game that I play go, my name is Edgelord 5000, and I'm a rogue. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no!
Yeah.
I guessed it in a
Prepare
campaign.
to be
And there was,
robbed.
Yeah.
there was that guy as well. And I was like,
Yeah. I always have a pet.
it's like, oh, what do you say? I say nothing. I just skulk in the corner. Okay, everyone else will just roleplay then, and
That's
you'll
your
just
turn, I
be
guess.
the cool guy who
Yeah.
won't participate.
Yeah. I
The
always
last game I played, we'd finally met everyone who was going to, join this party, and the rogue just went, "I would like to go steal."
no.
There's always that one.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
is there? Well, yeah, often, I think.
Often. Yeah.
It's like a cliche for a reason, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But let's get back into it. You guys have just taken care of Morminsk. There is nothing but a pile of dust and shame. Why not? A pile of dust and shame on the
You
ground.
should be ashamed.
American, you've just got yourself a fancy new glass staff. Glass staff in your hands, and the Baron is feeling not good. What are you guys up to? Baron, let's start with you, Baron. What are you starting with here?
What am I starting?
How are we gonna continue off from here?
Okay, I'm just going to go to pull out a cigarette, and look at it, and sort of frown at it, and then put it back in my pocket. You are. I just must say, I'm really impressed by how skilled you are with the vine whip now, American. That was amazing.
Oh, she's just sort of in shock at how close she came to that wraith possibly doing what it did to you. I'm just sort of panting in shock, and I'm like, "Thank you, Sig. You saved me."
Sig will spin his hammer around and then plunge it into the dust pile at his feet. Poof!
She just flinches.
Bloody for the living.
Silda walks over to the Baron and says, "Are you okay, Baron? Are you going to be all right?"
I don't think no, I'm not that good. Sorry. But
So
I feel
low-key.
like shit.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got sore lungs.
Yeah. Just as a reminder, there was a very dusty, ashen chest near the foot of the northern bed there as well, and a door to the southern side of this room.
Loot the chest.
I get in that bitch. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, you head over to the chest, and it's unlocked, and you open it up, and it is just filled with a bunch
With dust.
it's a bunch of dusty dust.
This treasure was dust all along. That makes perfect
Don't come near my dust.
It is filled with coin. There's so many different denominations of so many different types. But if we're going to convert that over to gold pieces for you, let's paint a picture first. There's 1,100 copper pieces. There's 160 silver pieces, 50 electrum. There's 3 diamonds sitting on top. And without even knowing, really, he just senses something. The Baron senses something, and he looks over towards the chest, and he can just make out a small wooden pipe sitting on top of the on top of the piles of coin. 1,100 CP.
What's the converted GP?
Yeah. If we take the 3 diamonds and we take all of that, the coins, we're going to round it up to 400 gold pieces worth of coin and diamond.
1,100 copper. You can make a lot of wire out of that.
Yeah. And Baron, you're just like looking at that pipe. You can make out this beautiful platinum filigree around the edges of this pipe. It is.
I'm gonna wander over there. I heard a pipe.
It's a very, very nice wooden pipe.
I'm just gonna hand the very nice wooden pipe to the Baron and say, "It seems like something you'd like."
Oh, thank you, Bill. Thank you. It was very generous of you to me.
I like that I haven't mentioned if it was a musical pipe or a smoking pipe, but you all know straight away because the Baron's interested that it is one for smoking, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, this looks like. Does it look like it's old or is it an antique?
Yeah, it looks very old, and you give it a bit of a polish, and tip out any dust that's in it. Give it a quick blow any air through it, and you know, dust and stuff. Sort of a nice little dust comical cloud just goes up out of it. But yeah, it looks to be in decent condition for something as old as it is.
Like a pro level pipe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm pleased it's cheered you up, Brian, but I must say I agree with you. You do look like shit.
No, is there bags under my eyes?
Yes.
Yeah. He's still got a smile on his face, though, now that he has this pipe.
Yeah.
You also notice there are some a couple of tomes, dusty tomes on some shelves nearby.
Oh, okay.
For the most part, they just seem to be historical books. But one of them has what looks like a map sewn onto its cover.
Oh, can I investigate all that? The tomes?
Yeah. Like I said, it seems to be historical, but this place hasn't been ventured into, especially this part, for over 100 years easily. So these could possibly hold some value to a historian for what's how this world was 100 years ago.
Okay.
Sig wonders if the Baron will call me over.
Oh, I know you like books.
Thank you,
Hey, I've
Baron.
got books, Sig.
I am known as a war scholar after all, so Sig picks up the books.
A level
puts down his
4
hammer,
war scholar. Sorry.
and he blows the dust off.
Whoa.
Oh, damn, these are good books.
Yeah.
And Sig wonders what he reads.
Again, it's just a historic sort of retelling of the area. It is mainly focused on Phandelver and the mining sort of communities. Maybe you flick through a few pages and you pick up a few names of the gnomes who worked here, a couple of wizards that worked here as well. Nothing really rings any bells.
Sig puts it in his pocket for a later reading.
Yeah, fantastic. But you notice that on one of the tomes is a map. And if you can give me an intelligence check, investigation check.
Can I help with that?
Yeah, sure. I don't care. Yeah, whatever.
25.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it does look like a map that is pointing to some kind of treasure nearby. Maybe somewhere around the Phandelver area. I don't have anything created for that to show you yet, but if you do want to investigate that at some point, we totally can do that.
So it points to an area, a treasure around this.
Around this, yeah. Around some of the mountain areas around here, basically.
Okay. Does it look like this was the room of the dust guy?
The room of the dust guy, like his room.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. You've noticed there are beds. There was that big treasure chest that he did mention that you can't have his treasures when you first, they were his. And it does look like some kind of sleeping quarters. It does look like it possibly did belong to a wizard or something at some point.
Okay. He turned evil or something like that. Or...
You see Morminsk was here written on the walls.
Oh. Morminsk. Wonder if he was a good guy once.
And there's like
what are you saying,
little markings on the wall for where he grew each year.
Oh,
Aww.
he grew up here.
Aww.
Oh, and when he turned evil, it was just a jagged line.
Yeah, that's the top. That's the top one. It's the shape of the crown that was on his head.
Oh.
Now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Hormones.
More moans. Nice.
Get out.
He looks to the party and assesses their battle readiness. Shall we continue or shall we rest here for a bit?
Just a reminder: one door is closed, and the other door is laying on the ground within this room.
I can
put your thumbs up if you want to rest.
It makes hit points, guys. No problem.
You don't look very good, Mr. Baron.
No, but I don't think I'm going to get any better.
Merkin, is there any herbal poultice perhaps you might be able to rub all over the Baron?
Roll for rubble.
I don't know about the way you've put that, but there may be.
Rub myself, thank you.
Do we
As it
know?
should be.
What was that? Sorry,
Could
John?
I do a medicine check to see if I can determine what's wrong with dear Brian
Sure.
as I give him back his staff?
Sure.
Oh, thank you. Very kind of you.
I rolled with advantage by mistake. I've rolled a 9.
Oh, no, it's 15. Your first roll was a 15.
Oh, okay.
You'd only
I'll
take
turn
that.
off advantage anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so you look him over, and it doesn't seem to be anything medically wrong with him. He seems to be at full health. Like there's no wounds on him. He's just lacking energy. Really, it's not something medical.
I don't think it's a lack of iron, or
Yeah, and just then, and just to remind you, there is just that sound as these waves crash somewhere within the cave.
I'm very concerned.
You should be, because you should be. You should be absolutely concerned, because with that stomping, you hear that stomping, or you hear that booming.
sound like this.
It's like boing. No, no. You hear that stomping and assume the waves are crashing, but then you hear another boom shortly after it, and you hear a familiar voice.
You think that you can turn me into paste that easily?
Come for another serving, Billy. Sig calls. Everyone, get ready for battle. Our foe approaches.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but we are going to need another initiative roll from everyone. I don't think the Baron's really keen on having this occur, to be honest.
Why are we here?
I rolled a 9.
16.
I've rolled a 6.
Sig has rolled 21.14.
Again.
Oh,
Again.
It's a good roll.
Blackjack.
Again.
Okay.
I got a 19.
We'll get right into this, because you know what's going to happen. We'll turn on the turn order, and you do what you gotta do. You can hear that the voice is coming from outside of this room that you're currently in, and at the top of the order is Sig.
I think American needs to be added.
Oh, American, did you not
did.
click your token?
I did.
What'd you roll?
I did. 6.
Okay, great. Let's get you in there. Cool. Top of the turn order is Sig.
Right, Sig scooches past his teammates next to the door, next to the wall, next to the broken door, and readies his hammer. And as soon as Billy's head passes through the door, he shall swing his hammer.
Okay. Baron?
Okay, I'm going to get under these blankets
No.
Yeah.
and just look like a bit of a lump in the bed. And
Yeah,
when,
that's cool.
when he pops his head around, I'm going to shoot him with chill touch.
I'm going to need a stealth roll,
Oh, okay.
just to see how well you are hidden
Yep.
within the bed clothes.
Stealth. There we go. Oh, I got a 18.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. You dive under the sheets and pull them up, and you're just like lying on your back sucking your whatever gut you might have. You're just trying to be as thin and as small as
I
possible.
want to put the pillow over my head so I can see under
Yeah, and
the pillow.
you've got your glass stuff kind of just pointing just in that
Hold on.
direction.
Okay.
Just pointing off in that direction. But yes, so you've readied, what was it? Ice knife, was it?
No, just
touch.
chill touch.
Okay. Lucar, you heard a voice. You've only heard this voice once before, and you're not really sure how this thing could be back, but it is back.
What is it saying?
Yeah, so the last thing you heard was it calling out that, let's do it again.
You think you can turn me into a paste that easily? The Billy!
He screams.
Luca shakes his head and just, I don't have time for this, and takes a couple of steps back and just readies himself to rush in at whatever comes through that. And you hear him count down from 3, just, gah. And he
Nice.
waits.
Yeah, nice. And it is Billy Goblin's turn. And you can just hear him as he stomps his way up towards the door frame. And he pokes his head around. You can see like a glimpse of him. There's only that one door that's open. He crouches down and leans his head into that doorway and just says,
you're right where I needed you.
Zig would like to swat said head as soon as it popped into the room.
Yeah, roll to hit.
Zig rolls a 16 for 11 bludgeoning.
Yeah, that is a definite hit. You just like clonk him straight on the head, and just like boing, rings like a bell. And he's just like, "Oh crap! I didn't see that one coming." There we go. And that was like 11 bludgeoning damage. Shit, that really just like took it straight out of him.
I'm going to shoot him with chill touch.
Yeah, please.
18. So
Oh man.
if that hits, it's 8 necrotic damage.
Yeah, that does hit.
So his big head.
So this hand just comes flying out from under these sheets. He doesn't really see where it comes from, but this hand just shoots out and just reaches, and this holds onto like his face. It's just because that's the only thing you can really see.
His big nose.
Yeah, it's like hooks a couple of fingers in, one into each nostril, like it's like holding onto it like a bowling ball.
Oh yeah.
Bang! Yeah, and he's like,
Get this thing off me!
he screams. What was that? 8 necrotic damage.
Mm.
Dang, all right.
That's maximum damage.
Yeah, that's really good. And now that hand stays there visibly until your next turn, doesn't it? Isn't that right?
Yep.
I always forget that little bit of flavor. But yeah, so he's got that.
And he can't regain hit points, I think.
Oh, right. Okay, perfect. Was there anyone else that... I think, Lucar, you had something...
Yeah,
ready to go,
I was
didn't
waiting. I was waiting for him to get close enough to the door to rush him down.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's quite there yet.
Okay, cool. And he just starts... he pulls his head back out of that door and grabs the frame of the other door to try and pull that off its hinges. And he is just going to be playing with that for a wee while. That's all he's really doing. You can hear him go,
Get this stupid door! God, you think you can keep Billy back?
and Bill, it is your turn.
I'm really getting over this. I didn't need to make a save.
Okay, yeah, all right. No
That's
mistake.
I need to make a save.
Wisdom. He's rolled a 16.
He saves.
Okay.
Time.
American, over to you.
What can I see from where I am? Can I see him at all?
You can see
Is
his
he blocked by
hands.
the door?
You can see his hands on the door frame of the door that's still closed, and you can see parts of him outside that door, open doorway.
Parts of him? What
Yeah,
parts?
you can see like his side.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lash out with another thorn whip, aiming for his fingers, and I'm like, put that down.
Okay, great. Give us a roll to hit.
Thorn whip of 21
21.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you
for 4 piercing damage.
it just wraps around his wrist, doing 4 damage to his arm. Can you also give me a strength? Oh, sorry. Yeah. What are you gonna?
Oh, there's one more thing as well that you're going to have to make a judgment on. It says if the creature is large or smaller, I don't know what size he is. I assume large or bigger.
He's large. He is large.
Okay, so it pulls the creature up to 10 feet closer to me.
Okay.
Although I don't know what the equation with that is with him also holding a door. So
I'm gonna say he's not gonna. You're not gonna be able to pull him through the doorway, but you do just ring. His hair just goes crack into the doorway as you pull his arm into the room, and his face just crashes up against the wall of the building that you were in,
nice.
doing another 4 damage to Billy. And you can just hear from muffled from being pushed up against that wall. You can hear,
Oh, Billy doesn't really like what this is. Guys, truth.
and it is Sig's turn. So his arm is now well within the room, being held taut by the thorn whip.
Oh, so his arm is
although
in the room.
does
his arm is in the room
thorn
now.
stay though?
Would that trigger the
If that's close enough for
action I was
you,
holding?
yeah, totally.
Yeah, like I was kind of just waiting for him to get in the room. I would like to take this moment to just rush him. You've been hearing him counting down from 3 to Gach, Shun, Ash, and he just rushes forward with a reckless attack.
Yeah. Give us a roll to hit.
I didn't roll with advantage. I'm sorry. I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah. By all means.
Oh well, I mean,
You could always go for that crit. Oh, 22.
Yeah.
Let's take the 22.
pick one.
Yeah. And we'll take that first one. 10 slashing damage. You bring that axe down across his upper arm and just sever it from his body. You can hear just Billy scream out as he stomps back and falls against this giant rock in the middle of the room behind him, slumping down into the ground as blood just gushes out of his arm. And you can just hear Billy saying, "You think you can?" And he just fades. He dies. The blood rushing from his body, leaving just an dead Billy up against that.
An ogre-shaped
He's an
ogre.
ogre-shaped Billy, dead. He is dead. That encounter is done.
Didn't even get into the room.
Didn't even get into the room.
That's what you get for telegraphing your moves, Billy.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Sig would like to quickly vacate the room and get to work on this corpse with his hammer.
Luca whispers under his breath, Vish Kapoor, and spits on it as you smash. Does this happen often?
Vish, yeah, it does. And Sig searches Billy's bloody remains.
Yeah. This time you find just a couple of health potions on him.
Sig picks up both, offers one to New Loros, and takes one for himself.
New Loros.
Okay, so what is the plan from here? You guys have taken care of 2 big encounters now. All that you can really sense around you at the moment is just the pounding of the waves every few minutes.
Does it look as though we could secure the room with that door that was kicked in, or is it like fully fucked?
It's a pretty hefty door, and he did just break the hinge off it. It's probably thick enough for you to be able to stand and try and maybe put it back into its place. If you wanted to give that a try.
Could I listen in and see if I can hear anything on the other side of this door to the south?
Yeah, you can give that a go. Give me,
We don't know if the room is indeed secure. There's another door over here. Probably with more smoke murder in it. We don't know.
Give us a investigation check.
Sure. What's
Wise
everyone
words,
else doing? Investigation.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really bad at this. Okay. 6. Does anyone want to help?
We'll get a perception check as well. That was just I was going to break this into 2 parts anyway. So
I'm like, this is definitely a door.
yeah, you
Figured
see
that one out.
You see the door. There's dust all over it, and with your perception check, you don't hear anything beyond it. Yeah.
I'm a bit scared of doors these days. There's never anything good behind them. Does anyone want to check it with me? I'm scared.
Indeed, American. Have courage. New Loris, would you like to help us over here?
Before I come over, I would like to take up a scoop of the dust remnants that were left before and place it in the small satchel that I've been like carrying all of the other dust as well from this fella.
Yeah, I think you specifically move towards where the specters that you summoned disappeared and start collecting the dust from that area. Yeah.
Yes. And I make my way back. I will gladly help.
Sig stands in front of the door and turns to his party. Are we ready if there's another combat behind this door?
I just call.
Draw.
I'm going to call
I'll go
Sildar and just say, "Look after the Baron."
Sure thing. I'm embarrassed to say I ate the cheese, but I am feeling pretty good, so I'll get right on that.
I knew you were going to eat that cheese.
Yeah. And Sildar makes his way over to the Baron and just, I don't know really what I'm looking for, but show me what you got. And so those guys are just, I think, going to spend some time just seeing if they can figure out together what's occurred with the Baron. If the Baron is open, having an intimate moment with Sildar.
Oh, what am I? I'm just lying in bed, smoking my pipe
Yeah,
and
perfect.
contemplating my life decisions.
Yeah, perfect. Is the pillow still on your face?
No, I'm sitting in bed,
Okay.
like having a rest.
Okay, cool.
5 minutes.
All right, so what are we doing with this door at the south?
I'd like to just draw my scimitar at the ready, just in case.
Okay. Who's Sig? You're at the front again? Is that right?
Sig sees that his party's ready behind him and opens the door, or attempts to with his hand.
Yeah, that
With
door
the
is
handle.
the door isn't locked or anything. It also looks a little more lightweight than what was the door to the entry of this area. And you open it up and just see an empty room. There looks to be some sort of maybe some storage shelving. There looks to be some old tattered clothing.
Set fire to it.
The clothing's evil!
I like that it's taken us 30 episodes for you to finally be worried about things before you just burst in. But no, this looks
Not
like
true.
maybe
We're always worried.
this looks like maybe it was possibly a storage for clothing for anyone who may have been staying in this part of the cave or in this specific building. It just solidifies the thought that this was clearly some sort of living quarters for someone or something.
Sig steps into the room so that others can follow if they wish, and assesses the room to see if there's any foes.
You see 0 foes. There's nothing in here.
Sig
I'm gonna
turns-
shake down everything I see. I'm just like, there might be something in here.
Roll for shake. No, you meticulously go through. I guess Mirakin is a little more panicked at the moment, and she's picking up. She's pushing dust with her hand and picking up tattered clothing and throwing it against onto the floor and against walls and stuff. But nothing seems to be stirring in this room.
What a relief.
We do have a functional door here in a closet, which doesn't seem to have got much use. We could rest here a while. What do you say?
Have a rest in the closet. Does anyone need any new clothes?
And
So-
How
Sildar
fashionable are these clothes?
steps back and he says, "Well, I do have some holes in my pants for where my knees go."
Yes, we've heard about your knees. Yes.
Yeah.
Can I roll for pants?
Roll for pants. Yeah, it gives you a pants roll. Give me a D20
Gotta
and see how.
roll to see if they bring you joy.
Mm.
That's when you get to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
them right.
Deciding if we find you a better pair of pants than what you're currently wearing.
I'm rolling for pants just to see what we've got here. I've rolled. Ooh, it's only a 7 for pants.
Yeah, they seem to be all right. They're okay. They don't seem to be any better than what you've currently got on. You still look at them and think, maybe? Nah.
Now I'm looking for Sildar. As if I would ever wear them.
So, no, like Sildar's pants are, even despite the holes in the knees, These don't look like they'd be a good swap out. It doesn't look to be any decent pants in here. These are clearly very old pants. They're very out of style as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Corduroys.
Right.
Yeah. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing?
Sig steps back into the room. Perhaps we could use these beds to bar the broken doors, or we could all go into the closet and rest. What do you guys think?
I'm a bit worried about resting in the closet if someone surrounds the side of the door.
Very wise,
I'm a
Mr.
bit
Bill.
worried about resting in general.
Are you fit to carry on, American?
I am, but what about everyone else?
I'm
rest
feeling
one
pretty
day,
Kind of
rested.
steps outside of the door and says, just whispers to himself, I have eternity to rest. And just steps out.
I think as you step out, maybe maybe there's just like a bit of a haze coming over you, Lucar. You shake it off, though. You do shake it off. I think you recognize it for what it is, which is the owner of that body trying to regain some control. But you shake it off.
I kind of like nod to myself and I say, You'll get your turn soon. And I pull out that that ornamental necklace that I had, and kind of just like leaning against this wall, I start to paint some of it with the ashes that I've started to pick up from my fallen brethren, as well as the ghosts of my ancestors. I just start painting it.
Yeah. Where you are at the moment, you've kind of stepped away from a lot of the light. And while you do that, you look up towards the roof and you just take in that glittery, what almost looks like the night sky. This is the first time in 100 years that you've seen anything that could even remind you of what it's like to be outside.
I kind of just staring up at it. I chuckle a bit for perhaps the first time in a century. Soon, brothers. And I continue on.
So you guys have all noticed Lucar walk out the door.
I'm going to follow behind him.
Yeah, Sildar is puzzled, and he says to Mirakin, he looks fine. I don't know why he's so weak. And also follows in behind, outside. Now, who's got a torch at the moment?
I should have one. Well,
Maybe light one.
still going.
Yeah, cool. All right. As you step out, Baron, you remember that the aura that you saw from the magic, from detect magic earlier, it seemed to glow brighter the more to the north of this cavern area.
Okay, I'll warn everyone that there's magic afoot up to the north.
I'm just gonna reveal just a little bit more as you guys make your way out. None of you are perceiving really any movement or anything more than just the damp smell of this cave, that rhythmic booming under your feet every few minutes. For the first time, it kind of feels a little quiet, a little less threatening than other parts of this cave has so far, despite the Baron letting you know that there was magic to the north.
So are we to press on or
Loris
not?
too.
I think if we want to keep track of where Loris is, I don't think we have a choice here. Right, Lucar?
Do you promise? He says to himself, and then continues onwards, stumbling slightly against the wall here. Moves on, ignoring everyone else.
Yeah. Luca, you're the first to see what looks to be some stairs heading up, almost a cliff face. It looks to be maybe 10 feet worth of stairs in front of you. Off to your right, it looks to be that the cave section you're in just comes to a close, really. The roof is starting to come down a bit higher from its height as well, so it's all just kind of shrinking down in front of you with stairs leading up. I'd say, Bill, what you can see is the top of what looks to be another man-made or maybe gnome-made something. Something's made this another structure up ahead of you on the next ledge.
I'm going to pass my potion of healing back to Sig and say, like, if you need this, you should use it. It's not going to do me any good.
Thank you, Mr. Baron. And without thinking further, Sig downs it for 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
Perfect.
So we are to press on?
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
Brian, wait. Let me help you. If we are, you should at least take some assistance from me. And she reaches into one of her mini pouches and brings out some bark, rubbing it on his arm and chanting in Elvish over his skin as she does so.
Oh, thank you.
Gazes with amazement as his arm transforms into a bark-like hard texture.
Whoa.
What?
Bark arm.
He's got not just bark arm, but bark skin.
Wow. Okay, do I feel really cool?
You look very cool. It's up to you how you feel, Brian. I won't tell you how to feel.
Yeah, I think
I feel all crusty.
I think Sig sees this, and Sildar and Bill all notice. Are you? Is it? I don't know. Are you putting on a bit of a show when this happens? Like, what are you doing? Are you just saying a simple word? Are you warning the Baron first as to what you're doing to him?
No warning.
No,
Just
you-
start rubbing bark on him and chanting over him.
Yeah, great.
It's a non-consensual buff.
Okay, okay, good.
I almost dropped my pipe.
Always ask for consent.
Careful with
not
that.
quite.
You don't want to light yourself.
Oh, true. Damn it.
yeah. So I
Shall we
believe,
follow?
so your AC gets boosted up to 16, I think, with bark
Yes.
skin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, is it +5 or is it just a flat 16?
It's a flat 16.
Oh, that's good.
I'm
Sweet.
like, I hope it's higher than what it currently is.
Is 1 point higher? No, it is higher.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I
How
turn
do you
back
like
to
when you
everybody
look?
and just whisper under lost breath, I must press on.
Yes, you lead the way. We'll follow you.
Okay, great. As you make your way up these stairs, and this building in front of you, it's kind of you see a bit more of its form now. I'm just going to reveal the external walls, I guess. There we go. So the light from the torch flickers over as you all crest the top of the stairs, and there doesn't seem to be any windows. Just two similar doors to what was seen from the last living quarters you were in. As you get closer, you notice that these two have partially melted hinges, maybe not as melted as the ones before, but still pretty damaged.
I'm developing a phobia of doors.
I'd like to move up here.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anything further?
Let's have a quick look here.
I'm going to hang out protectively near Brian. I don't want to see him hurt.
Thank
I've
you.
taken it upon myself to be his protector.
What you do notice at that distance, Bill, is that these doors seem to be ever so slightly ajar.
I'm gonna try to peer through the gap.
Stealthily, or you're going to try and...
Yes.
Yeah. Give me a stealth roll.
I rolled a 22.
Perfect.
Ooh.
you almost glide up to the door and place both a hand on each of the doors to peek through. What you see inside seems to be. What do you need to figure out the best way to show? All right, okay. You notice what you can see. It looks to be like it may have been a large workshop at some point. It was looks to have been pretty badly damaged at some point. There's a lot of damage from things have knocked over, things are burnt, things are broken. You can see on the far wall, off to sort of the far right, is a work table, and that just is scorched and plaster is burnt off the masonry walls, and you can see a glowing green flame, a bit of green light coming from somewhere, just out of sight from what you can see. You can see occasional. It's flickering, so you can only imagine maybe it's a flame. And you can hear something in the room. It just sort of sounds like things are. There's a little muttering and some things just kind of like sounds like things are hitting the floor.
Like heavy things, or
I don't know. You keep watching, and you just notice that you see like some bread onto the floor now roll into your vision, and then like a wheel of cheese just sort of like wheels off, rolls into your vision and hits the wall near that workshop. It just keeps dropping little bits of what you think is food. And it looks good. The food looks good.
Can I smell anything coming from here?
Yeah, you're picking up on the sense of this food, and you can. It's also very dusty in there as well, so you can only imagine the food is getting dustier. There's no other real smell. There's maybe a smell of ozone in there as well.
I don't know what that smells
Just like that burnt kind. There's kind of like a burnt irony taste to the air within there.
No motion for everybody to come closer so I can talk more quietly. I think someone's in there. I think they're making food. There's some sort of weird green light. Do we dare go in?
Oh, it's a weird place for a supermarket.
Sustenance down here will be hard to find. I'd say it would be worth the risk.
Okay.
I could scout ahead as a mouse if I could fit under the door.
It's probably ajar enough for you to fit through if you needed to do that.
A fine plan, American.
What say you all?
Well, I'm worried about you running out of spells. Should we just bust in? I don't know. Do you have any spells for the? There seems to be like there was a tough ghost dust man. Things like that.
Perhaps combat is inevitable in a place like this, and my scouting skills will not benefit us after all. As long as we're ready for battle, I do have the magic to do it.
I like it when you. Does it use a spell?
It does not use my spells per se.
Okay.
It is an innate gift.
Because when you turn into a bear, that is amazing.
It is pretty good. I think so too.
Shall we just go into the shop? Shall we pretend like it's a nice shop and be brave?
Let's just go in and introduce ourselves. I'm sure they'll be friends.
What does Lucara think when he hears the Baron saying this?
Lucara at the moment is kind of like having a conversation in his head.
Oh yeah, cool. Cool. So you'll notice that Lucara is a bit distracted at the moment as well.
Sigur's back to Sildar. Come on, Sildar. You're going in.
Sure, I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? Surely there wouldn't be another wraith or anything in here, right?
Too predictable.
Battle calls us, Sildar. We can but listen and reply.
So Sildar makes his way up to one of the doors, having listened to Sig, and just starts pushing on the door, just testing it.
Oh, geez, this is it's a tough one. Do you want to lend a hand here, Sig?
Use your knees.
He just pushes one knee up against the door and goes,
Ooh! No, it's still a bit tender.
Sig uses the Cragnolian door opening strategy.
and Sildar holds up his hands.
Wait, whoa, big boy. Whoa. Let's just give this one a push, huh? Let's not go all Cragnolian right off the bat.
Fair enough. On 3.
Okay, yeah, on 3. So
Go.
1, 2, 3. Give me a strength roll, please, Sig.
Sig rolls a mere 7. That's a prime number, so that's probably good.
Give me one more roll. We'll go with advantage since you guys are helping each other. And we'll get
A
Sildar.
6.
All right, well, Sildar did what needed to be done. Sig drops his shoulder into the door and just pushes with his might, and Sildar does the same, and the door just creaks open. It does sort of more of a scraping sound of stone against stone as the door opens.
I hate that sound.
Yeah, it's a pretty gross sound. Let's just reveal this. Okay, before you get your hopes up, there is something in the room. I just wanted to not reveal it straight away. I wanted to describe it. So you will see what Bill mentioned. It looks like there's a couple of workstations. Everything seems to have been destroyed in this room, except for sitting in the middle is this. How can we describe that? It's a stone pedestal holding a little small brazier in which there's just a green flame dancing and crackling. The brazier and the pedestal look to be completely untouched from whatever went on in this room. Behind the brazier of green flames, there is a... let's move this onto the right layer. There's a spherical creature floating, measuring around, I don't know, it seems to be about 4 feet in diameter. There are 4 stalks protruding from its central mass, 2 on each side. And in the middle is this singular eye. And it's just creating magically food onto the ground. And he notices you all entering this room. And you all hear inside your head. Where is it?
Hello! Welcome!
Amazing.
Incredible.
All the
Next
eyeballs.
level.
Sig cannot believe his eyes and hopes he gets to see that again.
I need to make sure I'm sitting in the right spot for that one. So yeah, you just hear almost a happy-ish voice. You all hear it inside your heads. And it's just saying,
Hello, welcome!
Okay. Maybe this is a shop.
I'm going to respond using message.
okay. I guess at the moment you don't know everyone else has heard this.
And I can I tell that it's from this creature, like from my vantage point?
I mean, it's looking towards you. You're not, and I don't know. You'd have to decide if Bill realizes, right? You've entered this room. This thing is now looking at you, and you've heard "hello" in your head.
Yeah.
Whatever Bill thinks is happening is what Bill thinks is happening.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to respond and just say, hello.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hello.
How's he come up with this?
What brings you guys here?
We're looking for Nesnar. Are you?
I think
Who are you?
as Sig moves into the room, this creature zips over towards this workstation, and you just hear in your heads, "Oh no! You stay back. There's nothing over here that you need."
Sig would like to use his intuition to determine the intent of the creature.
Give me an insight check.
That's just what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Sig rolls an excellent 7.
Ooh.
What? I mean, you're seeing this creature in front of you. You I don't know if Sig has ever seen something like this before. He's definitely never spoken to one. And you're not really... You don't know what this creature's tells are. You can't really tell its intention.
Sig turns back. Baron, there is a strange thing here. Perhaps you know about it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll poke my head through the door and have a look what everyone's talking about. What's the big fuss? What's this thing over here?
Yeah. What are you looking at? Oh,
What's that thing?
Yes, that's just basically a bunch of stuff that has been burnt and torched. You can make out.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, let's get a zoom in on that. Oh, where'd that go?
I don't know. I was just asking you what it was. I didn't say what it was.
Huh? What's this?
Anyway,
What's this
no,
thing?
I don't want to distract you. It was just a joke. Now, what?
Baron
can I,
eyes it hungrily.
Sorry?
I said the Baron eyes it hungrily.
Okay, well, I'll have a look at this strange glowing green eyeball creature with sharp teeth and...
Okay.
Is it goopy?
Is it...
Or crusty or...
Can we bring up... let's bring up a nice picture of this. Well, I've kind of shown you on... can I bring it up for people to see? Surely I can.
On a scale from goopy to crusty.
No, okay, well, it's not going to let me bring up a picture of it. But no, he doesn't look goopy at all. It looks like he's made of skin of...
Leathery.
Yeah, it's kind of a leathery skin. You can't tell if he's green or if he's just lit green from the flame in the room.
His picture looks like Slimer from the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm going to poke my head in and say, greetings.
Hello, yeah. Hey.
Hi, do you live here? Is this your house? Sorry to intrude.
Oh, well, no, I don't live. I mean, all I know is this place. This is, I'm here to, look after the things in this room. You should know that,
you
right?
look after the things.
Yeah, I gotta look after the things.
This is your job.
Yeah, it's my job. I've gotta look after the things.
Oh, do you, where's all this delicious food coming from? It looks...
Oh, you like that, huh? Yeah, I just make that every day. That's the first thing I do.
Who's it for? Do you eat it or?
Yeah, guys gotta survive, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So, are you a vegetarian or?
Oh, I make whatever I need. Some days, I like meat-free days, sure.
Meat-free weekdays.
Yeah,
This is a great room. It does look like it's been damaged. Do you know what?
I do not know what you mean. This place it's looked this way as long as I've known it, and boy, have I known this room.
It's just always been like this. Well, that thing right in the middle looks like pristine.
And you mentioned that, and he just darts in front of this thing. Oh, nothing to look at here. Just doing my thing, What are you guys doing here anyway?
We're on the tour, but we've lost our guide. But I don't think anyone wants to touch your green thing. Sorry. Don't have to defend it. No one wants. Somebody would want it, but not us. Do you know if there's an exit to the north?
You don't know your way around here?
No, we're newcomers.
Newcomers, or do they need? You don't really look like miners.
We're older than that.
Oh, I get it. No, no,
No.
I get that you're not children.
Yeah.
Because they'd never hire. Well, they stopped hiring children years ago.
Yeah, since they brought in the laws.
You know, the unions.
What's that? You got a door back there. Have you ever been in that door?
Look, I don't know why you need to know anything about anything in this room. To be honest, I'm surprised you guys.
I'm just worried about if there was a fire in here and this door got shut, if you'd be stuck in the room.
Don't worry about me. I'm just doing my thing. Now, why? I'm curious. Shouldn't you guys know your way around?
No, I can't be expected to know everything.
What are the rest? At the moment, the rest of you can hear both sides of this conversation. You are hearing all of it. Everything from this green thing is in your own minds, and you can hear Baron talking back using his natural voice. Lucard, I think from your perspective, you're still kind of behind the wall. I think you've peered into the room by this point just to see what's going on. You see, I don't know, there's something about this room that you've taken a bit more of a liking to. While the conversation's happening with Baron, you've scoured those workstations. You've heard stories of this green flame, and you look for any signs of what you think could be in this room, and you see upon the workstation against that southern eastern wall a mace. And its description, how it looks, matches perfectly the description of a weapon you were told about 100 years ago.
I step forward. What is that?
And again, this creature zips back to that part of the room. Oh, don't worry about that, though. That whole thing. Look, I'm really starting to wonder. I'm thinking you guys aren't the miners.
Oh no, you must understand. I must have that.
The creature closes at the for the entirety of this conversation. Its mouth has just been open with its tongue, kind of licking the air, and hearing you say that you need that weapon, it whips its tongue into its mouth and just closes its jaw, and you hear inside your voice, "You cannot, under any circumstances, have that."
You do not understand. My brothers, myself, we died for that.
Something isn't really adding up here, and I'm not seeing any mining equipment anywhere. Who are you guys? Because, and he's starting to get a little nervous.
Get him!
Yeah?
That's what they say in Ghostbusters with Slimer.
Are you saying that out loud?
No.
Okay.
I think he's going to get him anyway.
Getting him is such a bad idea.
I'm like, you Loris, wait.
He's going for it.
To Baron's mind, Sig would like to pull out his book and refer to the creature. Creature, I too am a keeper of things, and I've documented all sorts of artifacts upon my travels, as you see. I'd like to raise the book towards the creature's eyeballs.
Okay. Are you looking for some sort of response from this
Indeed.
creature?
Just to see if he's going to agree that he's a keeper of things like myself.
Right. And he squints his big main eye as he tries to look into that book. Yeah, you might need to bring that a bit closer, but I'm not a keeper. I'm here to say I need to ask one more time. No snickering. one more time. Why are you here?
We are on common ground, creature. We are both keepers of things. We have all the time to discuss this. Me, myself, I am looking for the Forge of Spells. Tell me, this green light, is that what I'm seeking?
Hearing you yet again refuse to explain why you're here.
I just said I was here looking for the Forge of Spells.
Yeah. That's not really what he was looking for, I guess.
Sure.
His eye closes for a moment and opens with anger. All five of its eyes, the four off on little probes and its big main eye, they all look around at each other and they all close into small, angry expressions. And he zoops forward in front of the brazier with the green flame, and says, "I think things are gonna get pretty dicey right now, guys."
No.
Yeah, Baron.
No, I just like no. I disagree. This is
Yeah. Lucard, you're relatively close to that mace right now.
Am I? Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. What's up, American?
Am I able to call out?
Yes. What are you wanting to call out?
Just like, everyone, can you please stop pissing it off? Shall we just leave now?
Lucard, is there anything you need to be doing?
I turn back with eyes that almost beg for forgiveness as my hands wrap around the mace. I'm sorry. And I raise it.
Yeah, I think you raise this mace up. This is the thing you've been searching. You were sent to retrieve basically 100 years ago, and you finally have it in your hand. The power from it overwhelms you a little bit. It is a magical item that had been given power from the Forge of Spells itself, and you drop down to one knee.
I don't understand. Why?
You can feel just a sense of Loris wanting to hold that mace. He wants to be the bearer of this mace. For you, maybe. But you can feel it.
I see. 100 years ago, my brothers and we died down here. I would see a vengeance kept.
I think with that, your arm drops just a little and you catch it. You catch it before it falls the full way. But it's not you that's controlled. You don't have the strength to hold that mace up, but the mace is being held up. There's the same sort of wind that first had you encapsulate Loris's body picks up around you again, and you can feel your essence slowly being pulled, almost dragged out of this vessel.
I raise my free hand, holding the necklace that I'd gone and treasured, and I pull it close, and looking at it, I say, This talking to this person who clearly isn't in front of me. This is the mark of my people. This is the necklace of the Dagrufral. If you are to do this, you must promise me. Promise me that my brothers and that we will be avenged.
And your hand drops down and catches your weight on the ground in front of you. And the rest of you can see off in the distance just the white spiritual essence leaving out of Loris's face and back down into the ground. And what looks back up at you is just the confusion in Loris's eyes. And that's where we're going to leave tonight.
No cliffhanger?
I mean, that's kind of a cliffhanger, right? Come on. I can't exactly go any further with Dave not here. Come on. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that was beautiful.
Seeing this creature as well. I'm kind of glad because I'm not going to get him killed.
yeah. Plus, we're not going to
leave him
spoil.
in a position that might.
Plus, we don't want to spoil anything more for your personal venture through the Lost Mine. See, now you're going to have to try and hold off on remembering what's in which section of this cave for your other game. Yeah. Thanks, Josh. Dude, that was fantastic.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
And what a way to finish, man. Thank you
so
much for having me on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was so wonderful playing with you all.
Yeah. No, we were really...
Guess what?
What?
I was the edge boy.
All along. But what you didn't notice, what you all didn't notice was Lucas stole all of your gold before leaving.
Damn it!
Sinking into the
but I do think Dave's going to be stoked with his new mace, right? Like, Dave is going to be pretty happy to have that in hand, I think.
I love the reasoning for Loris coming back. It's just purely materialistic.
Yeah. I needed. It was too good. I couldn't not have that be like the reason he wants to take control. But I'm going to be having a bit of a chat to Dave about some things that I will expect from Loris out of this crazy experience that Loris has now had, because Loris was there the whole time. He just wasn't in control. So I'm going to be talking to Dave about what that means for Loris as a character and what that might mean for his motivations moving forward, I guess. Yeah. But dude, Josh, you've been absolutely fantastic.
Oh no, you've all been brilliant, and thank you so much for again having me here tonight. It's been such a pleasure playing with you, and I hope everyone enjoyed the show as well. Like that was something.
Yeah, we had a lot of new people talking about just how much fun they were having. So that's great. I think that's awesome. Really, really cool.
I really think we need to give a dance to Blame the Robot for attending.
Dance!
It's the subscription dance. You get this, but you didn't have to pay. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
we're gonna get
repay us now.
We're gonna get.
Thank you for having me. That all was pretty swell. And now as I leave you, you're gonna go to hell. This thing I hope that isn't gonna buck you up. You're probably gonna die. You're probably gonna die. I'm sorry, Lucar had to go.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Oh my god. That is actually always by my computer, by the way.
I don't doubt that, dude.
Who knows when you need impromptu song?
Yeah, I just want to say for anyone who has enjoyed Josh's performance there, because it got very deep, it got very meaningful. He's running his own D&D every Sunday morning, New Zealand time. I guess it's Saturday night for a lot of Americans. He also quite regularly does Twitch Sings, and he's fantastic. He is fantastic. He's got a lot of really, really good clips on his channel, which are just magical, absolutely magical. And he's also given us, I think it's somewhere on our channel, our YouTube channel, a cover of one of Bill's songs as well, which was also fantastic. But I also want to thank everybody who's sat and watched us tonight. You guys have been fantastic. If you're not already following us, please do give us a follow, because we just, like I said, it makes us stronger. If you really like what we're doing, buy one of the cool shirts. Look at this one. I've got this one. This is the Billy Goblin shirt, because everyone wants a Billy shirt. And then Reese has got on the roll call each of our characters in a nice pixel art. Both of them designed by the amazing Joe, aka American. We also have a Discord channel that you can come and chat to us about all of the D&D stuff you want to talk about, including what we're doing or what you're doing, because we just love D&D a bunch. If you want to catch up on our previous stuff, which I saw someone mentioning, hey, maybe it needs to go back and watch the other things, it's all on YouTube, or if you prefer podcasts, it is a few weeks behind, but it is coming out every week, wherever you get your podcasts from. But I think that pretty much narrows it all down. Again, just thank you so much for being here for us, Josh, while Dave was away. We've got Dave back next week.
Yeah.
And he needs...
it was amazing.
Dave, I know you're watching this.
Thank
Dave,
you. You're all fantastic. This has been brilliant, and I was so happy to get this opportunity to play with you guys, because hands down, I've been a massive fan of Dungeons and Dragons for a long time, but I didn't really kind of feel like I didn't know how to get into it. Like, it's such a massive world, such a big place. So I really have to give it to you, because like, it was really your stream, the Getting Dicey stream, that inspired me to start playing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, dude. Thanks. That means a lot.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you just make shit up in the end.
It's
not it's not hard.
Dude, you think
making shit up?
Yeah, I know. Do you think that green thing was meant to talk like that? Do you think anyone else has ever had? I'll just make that shit up. Whatever. It's great. Making shit up is fantastic. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you guys, the players, for being here and making tonight awesome. Thank you, the viewers, for sitting and watching us just have some fun. We'll be back next week at the same time, so feel free to stop on by. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.